You are all-powerful beyond your wildest dreams, and therefore so are your intentions. March 15, 2015. We acknowledge your understandable impatience as you wait to experience the event that has been foretold and promised for quite some time now, the event that will commence with your awakening into your natural and fully conscious state, and lead you into awareness of your harmonious, inseparable, and joyous oneness with God. It is inevitable that you awaken because you cannot remain asleep when you are being called so lovingly to awaken. And you are most certainly being called, nudged, and jostled towards that wondrous state. Renew your intent to awaken every time a thought of awakening occurs to you, because you do sometimes allow your doubts, which are part of the illusion, part of your human condition, to subdue that intent. When that happens, the illusion becomes more real to you, drawing you more deeply into it and thus strengthening your doubts about awakening into reality, and thus intensifying its apparent hold on you. You are firmly set on the path forwards, homewards towards reality, where you do have your eternal and uninterrupted existence in the presence of Source, the loving Father whose joy was most exuberantly expressed by creating you to share an everlasting life of wonder with Him. Your dissatisfactions and disappointments with life in the illusion are basically due to your sense of aloneness, of separateness, and your constant unsatisfied desire to be loved and be one with God. You seek satisfaction in relationships with other humans, and while they can be deeply satisfying, they are never enough because your true nature is oneness with God, and that cannot be experienced in human form because His enormous energy would cause instant disintegration of your bodies. The energy fields of your human bodies are very weak. You could say that they provide hardly any energy at all, and they just could not withstand the power that combining with the divine source would entail. Very few of you have not at some time had an electric shock from a faulty electrical appliance, and you know how unpleasant that is. However, it is almost as nothing compared to what would flow through you if you were connected directly to the local electric grid that powers your home, and in doing so reduce you to ashes. And the power of that grid is as nothing compared to the output of a nuclear power station, whose output is as nothing compared to the sun at the center of your solar system. And that is as nothing compared to the infinite power of love that supports and maintains you eternally. Your human bodies, as you have so often been told, were constructed to provide an experience of severe limitation, a sense of smallness and separation, indeed a sense of almost utter insignificance in comparison to the universe in which you find yourselves. A state of being as far from oneness with God as you could imagine, so that you could engage in your games of separation from your source. But in truth you are far, far larger than the universe in which it seems to you that the world on which you live is located. You have placed yourselves in an unreal environment that seems to have the power to consume or destroy you with ease at any moment, but it is a place that is so unreal and so small that when you awaken, you will be amazed at the fear and horror it caused you. You made it, and you made it very convincing because, being one with God, you have infinite power to produce anything you can conceive of, but because you made it a place of limitation, it is in fact quite tiny. And your bodies, with which the vast majority of you quite naturally identify, were conceived of purely as weak temporary vehicles with which you could explore the illusion and play within it. If you will focus on the truth that you are one with God, and powerfully intend to awaken to awareness of that state, you are all-powerful beyond your wildest dreams, and therefore so are your intentions. You will feel the tsunami of love enveloping you, and you will know that you are divinely loved in every moment. That knowing will give you the strength to release all your doubts as you hold your light on high, in response to that knowing, and it is your light that is lighting the way for those who seem to be most deeply unaware of their divine heritage. You are divine light bearers and way showers, and you are absolutely essential to humanity's awakening process. Evidence of humanity's ongoing spiritual evolutionary progress can be seen all across the world as more and more that was hidden from you by those who would retain and strengthen the illusion is released into the public domain by courageous whistleblowers. You have known for a long time that you have been controlled and manipulated by unscrupulous men and women in all the countries of the world. Now the ways in which they have achieved that control over you are being revealed, and as that happens their power dissolves. Power over others can only be maintained in secret. Without secrecy there is no power over others, because secrecy always involves deceit and betrayal, which cannot occur in the full light of eternal day where there are no secrets, because there is absolutely no need of them. Secrets are an aspect of the rules of the games that the illusion supports and encourages. When you made the collective decision to construct and inhabit the illusion, you did not realize how severely its limitations would restrict your abilities to escape from it. It was conceived and built with amazing creative power that you inherited as children of God, but by immersing yourselves in its gravely limiting environment, you hid from yourselves the knowledge, the awareness of your true nature. Wise and loving ones, saints, mystics, and spiritual masters, have repeatedly visited you to help you open into the awareness of your true nature, and finally that awareness is growing throughout humanity. It only requires a relatively small number of you to become aware for your awakening to blossom, because you are all intimately interconnected, and what one knows all can know. You can choose not to become aware, but a certain amount of awareness is necessary for you to make that unwise choice, and only a very few who are absolutely, and by their own choice, wedded to the illusion will make it. The collective choice to awaken has been made by humanity at a very deep level where access to your divine nature, which is forever encouraging you onwards, is more readily available to you. The move from your unbalanced state of spiritual blindness to full awareness of your divine nature is close, and it will not be impeded or affected by that tiny group of recalcitrant ones who choose to remain and maintain the delusions of the illusion in the insane belief that it will continue to give them power over others. In time they too will awaken, but their choice to delay that moment will have no bearing on the choice of the collective, the one divine child of God that you all are. Let go of all your doubts, open yourselves to the infinite field of love that surrounds you, waiting for you to allow it to embrace and enfold you, and know that your awakening is assured. With so very much love, Saul. Channeled by John Smallman. johnsmallman.wordpress.com